So typically in Magick, before you do a spell or ritual, you have the option of casting a magic circle. And a magic circle is basically a protective space to make sure that no other outside spirits or entities are trying to interfere with your magic and with your work. A lot of people who are beginner magic practitioners notice that when they're doing spell work or rituals that they'll start feeling different energies coming towards them. Sometimes when you're doing certain spells and rituals, there may be energies that are attracted to your space that want to be part of that energy that you're invoking, and so this kind of keeps a sacred container for the work that you're doing. Like everything in Magick, there's several variations, but we're going to keep this simple. We're going to be calling upon the elements, and you can either do this simply by calling on each element. You can face each direction and simply call the elements forth, or some practitioners like to walk the circumference of the circle and stop by each element. And you can use props or not use props, but it's basically kind of unique and like what resonates with you. So, for example, you would start facing east and you would call upon the elements of air. So you might have something to represent air, like a feather. So you would say, "Guardians of the East, elements of air, I call upon you now, please be here with me, thank you." Or something along those lines. And then you would face south and call upon the element of fire. So you would say, "Spirits of fire, I call upon you now, please be with me, thank you." And you can have something to represent fire, like a candle. And then you would turn west and you call upon the element of water. So you'd say, "Spirits of water, I call upon you, please be here now, thank you." And as you're doing this, you want to feel into the elements that you're calling on. So as you're calling upon the water, for example, you want to ask for the traits and the qualities of the water. So you can say, "I call upon your cleansing, nourishing quality to be here for my magic, thank you." And then you're going to turn or walk the circle and face the north. And you call upon the element of the earth. So you say, "Element of earth, spirits of the earth, I call upon you. Please be present and bring your grounding presence to my magic. Thank you." And for example, for the earth, you can have a plant or something like a crystal, something that represents the earth. Some people like to add the ether or the spirit and face upwards for a fifth element. That's optional. But once you've done that, basically, you've established the circle. And you want to feel into the boundary of the circle. You want to feel into the container that you've created, feel into the safe space feeling that you have as you're conducting your magic. When you're finished with your ritual or your spell, you can go backwards and thank each element in reverse and release the elements, release the spirits, and thank them genuinely for their presence. Other people don't necessarily have a closing ritual. It kind of just depends up to you. But typically, if you want to open the circle, as they like to say, or close. Some people say close, some people say open the circle when you're finished. You would typically do it in reverse and then pick up each prop or representation you might have used along the way. So if you started walking clockwise, then you would walk counterclockwise as you're stopping at each point. Or if you were just facing each way, then you would face each way in reverse. That's pretty much it. As with everything in magic, it's all about your intention and your energy that you're bringing into it. If you feel safe, you are safe. If you feel better having a ritual and creating ley lines to enclose your energy, then that's great too. Thanks for watching, and leave me any requests for magic videos in the comments.